How fighter jet pilots train. Fighter jet pilots are among the most highly trained professionals on Earth. Their training is intense, multifaceted, and takes years to complete. Unlike driving a car or even flying a commercial airliner, piloting a modern fighter jet requires the perfect blend of physical endurance, mental agility, tactical intelligence, and technological mastery. So, how exactly do fighter jet pilots train to operate these complex, high-speed machines in life-or-death scenarios? Let's dive deep into the rigorous journey of fighter pilot training, from the initial selection process to advanced air combat exercises. 1. The selection, only the best. The path to becoming a fighter jet pilot begins long before anyone steps into a cockpit. Most pilots start their journey in the Air Force, Navy, or Marine Corps of their respective countries. The competition is brutal. In the United States, for example, only about 1 in 10 applicants who enter flight training will ever qualify to fly a fighter jet. Physical fitness, excellent vision, fast reflexes, strong academic records, and psychological resilience are mandatory. Similar standards apply in other air forces like those of the UK, China, France, India, and Pakistan. Candidates are screened through academic tests, physical fitness exams, medical evaluations, and psychological assessments. They must demonstrate superior coordination, decision-making skills, and the ability to operate under extreme pressure. 2. Ground school, mastering the theory. Before pilots can even touch a fighter jet, they must pass through extensive ground school training. Here, they learn the principles of aerodynamics, navigation, weather systems, avionics, weapon systems, airspace management, and more. Ground school is not just memorization. Pilots must thoroughly understand how a jet flies, how every system operates, and how to react to emergencies. They study aircraft manuals in great detail and practice solving complex problems under time pressure. Additionally, they train in understanding enemy aircraft, radar signatures, and air combat tactics. This theoretical knowledge is the foundation of everything that follows. 3. Physical and mental preparation, building the body and mind. Fighter jet pilots experience some of the most physically demanding conditions in the world. When maneuvering a jet in combat or training, pilots can experience G-forces that make their body feel several times heavier than normal. To survive these forces, pilots undergo specialized physical training to strengthen their core, neck, and cardiovascular endurance. A strong neck, in particular, is essential for supporting the helmet and resisting G-forces during high-speed turns. Mental preparation is just as important. Pilots train in stress management, decision-making under pressure, and split-second reaction timing. Many air forces now include cognitive training to improve memory, focus, and multitasking ability. 4. The flight simulator, safe but incredibly realistic. One of the most important tools in fighter pilot training is the high-fidelity flight simulator. These simulators are not video games. They are exact replicas of real cockpits, complete with working switches, displays, and controls. Pilots spend hundreds of hours in these simulators, learning everything from basic flight maneuvers to complex combat missions. Simulators also allow pilots to rehearse dangerous scenarios without risking their lives or expensive jets. 5. Initial flight training, learning to fly. Once pilots master the ground school and simulator, they begin actual flight training in smaller, less complex aircraft. This is where they learn basic flight skills, takeoff, landing, formation flying, and emergency procedures. At this stage, instructors constantly assess the pilot's situational awareness, flight precision, and adaptability. Mistakes can still mean elimination from the program. 6. Advanced flight training, into the fast lane. Once the basics are mastered, pilots graduate to advanced trainer jets that closely mimic the performance of real fighters. Aircraft like the T-38 Talon, BAE Hawk, or the K-8 Karakoram provide supersonic speed and teach pilots how to handle more demanding maneuvers. This phase introduces aerial combat tactics, weapon systems, and low-level flight. Pilots begin to train in formation flying at high speeds, air-to-air engagements, and bombing runs. The tempo increases, and the pressure intensifies. Some pilots are still eliminated at this stage if they cannot meet the required precision and situational awareness. 7. Specialization, becoming a fighter pilot. After advanced training, pilots finally transition to the aircraft they will fly operationally. Whether it's an F-16, JF-17, Rafale J-20, or Su-57, this is where the most specialized training begins. For example, an F-22 Raptor pilot must master stealth tactics and beyond visual range missile combat, while a MiG-29 pilot focuses more on close-range dogfighting and ground support. 8. Air Combat Maneuvering Dogfight Training. Air Combat Maneuvering (ACM) is perhaps the most thrilling and dangerous part of a fighter pilot's training. Pilots engage in simulated dogfights against instructors and other trainees in what are called dissimilar air combat training (DACT) exercises. These training dogfights push pilots and their jets to the limit. Pilots must anticipate the enemy's moves, manage their energy, and make rapid decisions while pulling 6 to 9 GS in the turns. Combat instructors often use more maneuverable but older aircraft to challenge new pilots. The goal is to make the trainee fight against more experienced opponents and improve quickly. 9. Weapons training, hitting the target. Pilots also spend extensive time learning to deploy their weapons effectively. This includes live-fire exercises using air-to-air missiles, bombs, and cannons. Precision is key. Missing the target in real combat can mean losing the fight. Weapons training includes beyond visual range missile engagements, close-range gun battles, and ground attack missions. Pilots practice target acquisition, missile lock-on, and defensive countermeasures like flares and electronic jamming. 10. Red flag and international exercises, large-scale combat simulations. After becoming fully qualified, fighter pilots continue to train in large-scale combat exercises. One of the most famous is Red Flag, held in the United States, where pilots from different countries simulate real war conditions in complex, high-threat environments. These exercises involve dozens of aircraft, including AWACS, airborne warning and control systems, tankers, and ground-based defenses. Pilots learn to coordinate in large formations, evade surface-to-air missiles, and carry out combined strikes. The elite few. Fighter jet pilots are among the most elite professionals in the world. Their training is a blend of science, physical endurance, tactical genius, and psychological resilience. The journey to becoming a combat-ready fighter pilot is not just about flying. It's about mastering an incredibly demanding craft where every second counts. It's no surprise that out of thousands of applicants, only a handful ever earn the right to strap into the cockpit of a modern fighter jet.